What is going down, SDS, the Sourdough Squad? How are we doing today on this beautiful Tuesday? We're going to get some media access of OTAs today. Very, very excited about that. Dropping SDS in the chat if you're vibing with this gingery beard. I'm very excited about today. We got some stuff late last night from the 49ers, but today I imagine we're going to get a whole lot more. And I'm very, very excited to talk about it. It's just, again, we got to get our eyes on 49ers football. I'm super, super excited about that. Shout out all the SDS. We see the Bread Gang in the building. What is good? Drop in, check in, let yourself be known. Welcome. Excited, man. We got football back. Let's go. Do me a favor. Sack that like button, like Niner by Nature says. Shout out Niner by Nature. And we see you, Jason. We see all the SDS in here. Appreciate you guys, man. But today I figured we're going to talk about the top 5 things that we want to see heading into OTAs today. Hey man, your guys, we're getting tilted up. So content is slowly getting triggered up. We got a lot of time before the actual training camp begins where we're going to be 100% pedal to the metal, full throttle content, whether it's social media, website, blog, whatever, YouTube. We're going to be going ham this season. So I'm very, very excited about that. Shout out to all the Mod Squad. We got Mod Squad on Facebook. We got Mod Squad on YouTube. The whole gang's going up. And I do want to take a second to shout out the Mod Squad because I see the work that's already being put in by the squad. The squad is doing work. Over in our Facebook group, I mean, it was looking kind of disastrously there for a second. So again, just want to shout out everyone who helps keep the vibes up, keep everything going in the right direction. Again, Mod Squad, you can see we got posts, we got Niner posts. Look at that. Look at all the Mod Squad gang in here. Let's go. I'll give that a like. Let's go. Shout out all the Mod Squad. We can already see finally getting this particular Facebook group injected with actual 49ers content. So it's a phenomenal time. I'm excited to see what this group can turn into. Really excited to see what this group can turn into heading into the year because you can see our growth with this group. And this is literally posting nothing to it. So now that we got some posts in there, I'm really, really excited. And again, shout out to everyone who's modded up, helping us out, doing all that good stuff. Oh, we got Sweden in the building. We got the stepson in the building. Let's go, baby. We got football today, and we have OTAs. I believe practice should be starting around 12. I wouldn't be shocked if we're going to start seeing some clips dropped not too long from now. So we are going to see. So I'm going to have one eye on my phone. Again, if anything drops, we will pull it up and we will enjoy, analyze, and do all that good stuff together. So that will definitely be on the list. But today, let's talk about some of the 5 things that we're looking forward to from OTAs, baby. Let's go. And look at that. Look at that. Did you guys know we had a website? Did you know that thesfniners.com existed? Well, guess what? It does. And guess what? We're ramping up. Again, I think a really cool opportunity for some people. Again, if you guys want to be mods on that Facebook page, go for it. Let me know. I will make you a mod. And that could also be a training ground for if you guys want to write potentially for the website. You can get some content out into that particular group. And hey, if it starts getting well received, people are liking it, all that type of stuff, guess what? That could be a great opportunity for people to eventually write for the sfniners.com, because soon we are going to start looking for a team to fill out all this content, because woo, there's a lot of content, but we got to keep up. We want to make sure you guys are staying up to date with everything that is going on in the 49ers world. But starting off with the number 5 of what we really want to see, just give us some dang football. Like, literally, it's that simple. It is literally that simple. We just want football back. I think when we are talking about OTAs and the excitement heading into OTAs and everything that we're getting ready to kind of ingest from a content perspective, we just want football back. When you look at the kind of landscape of the content arena right now, especially surrounding the San Francisco 49ers, you would see that it's just a lot of talking, just a lot of this, a lot of, oh, I think this and I think that and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, well, based on something that I saw an entire year ago, this is what I think. And we're like, you're talking about something that happened a year ago? Why don't you talk about something that's relevant? So, football, number 5, what we're looking for is just give us some football, baby. And we're starting to get it. Again, we got some photos. You got Fred Warner right here throwing up the guns at OTAs yesterday. So super, super excited about that. But the number 4 thing, and again, I don't know if we saw this video, but again, here are some of the 49ers, arriving, some of the content that we're getting. This football, baby. We got helmets, we got Crocs. I mean, what a time to be alive. Look at Ambry Thomas showing up. We got Trey Sermon, we got Jermichael Hasty, Jeff Wilson, TDP. We got Brandon Ayuk throwing up the deuces, saying what's good. Man, what a good time. We got wide receivers doing, their release drills, things like that. But again, at this point, we will take all of it. We will take all of the football content that we can get right now, because it has been dry. So it's been fantastic. You got guys here, the rookies. You got some Brandon Ayuk. Again, look at the boys. Oh, what a good time. What a good time to be alive. You got to love it. So super excited to get football back. Can't wait. Do me a favor, smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's get this thing to the moon. We got OTAs today, baby. So the number 4 thing that I am specifically looking out for, let's get back, is number 4, who is going to be standing out from a rookie veteran standpoint? Who are going to be those guys that make some waves in OTAs? There's always going to be a couple players that maybe we haven't heard much hype about. Ray McCloud. The Ray McCloud signing, I think, we liked it at first. But, since the draft, signing of Danny Gray and those types of things, maybe he's kind of slid under the radar. But who knows? Maybe in OTAs, a guy like Ray McCloud comes out, balls out, shows out, at least gives us a glimmer of something to watch. Again, Brandon Ayuk is there with no Deebo Samuel. We all know what happened with Brandon Ayuk last year. Brandon Ayuk landed in the doghouse a little bit. So maybe he comes out on fire and just doing all types of things. Maybe Trey Sermon is looking like a baller. What's up, Sean? Aloha, my boy. Niner by Nature says Danny Gray is a player that he wants to see. I would love to see that as well. What's up, Lake City Fresh? One of the mod squads on Facebook. We already see you going up, my boy. Really, really good to see. Womack could be another guy. Again, rookie, potential nickel corner. Could be up for that potential starting job. So that's going to be something that we want to watch and see. Charvarius Ward, 100%. The new, however, $1 million man. He got a lot of money. He got a lot of money. So Charvarius Ward is going to be out there. He's going to be a guy who could be clamping up, it'd be here. It would be great to hear reports about his performance, what he's looking like in training camp. That would be really, really fun to see. Randy wants to see who's going to be the number 2 quarterback. Is it Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, or is it Sudfeld? I'm pretty crystal clear it's going to be Sudfeld, but hey, maybe Purdy stands out a little bit. 49er gang's curious about Charvarius Ward, as I am as well. Joey says Ray going to make a few big plays for us this season, and I would have to agree. I think there is going to be a situation where, hey, he's going to be a returner. He's going to be a gadget guy. If Deebo Samuel doesn't want to play the wide back role anymore, well, guess what? Maybe Ray is going to be that wide back role. So I'd love to see that. Another good one, Odom at safety. We want to see what Odom looks like. We want to see what Odom is turning into. Is he going to be a standout? Because a lot of people just don't know about Odom enough to really give an opinion one way or the other. Again, he's a special teamer from all pro special teamer in that regard. Okay, we got a little roster hot off the press. Hold on, let's do a little investigative research really quickly. And we'll get back to the list. But again, like I said, when stuff comes out, let's peep it. So David Lombardi just posted the roster. For alphabetical standpoint. And of course, where's Alex Mack? Alex Mack is on the roster. Look at that, man. Oh boy. Look at that. Hey. For what it's worth, let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. You guys can take a look at that. Drill on down. Look at that beauty. Oh boy. So clearly he hasn't officially retired if they're still listing him on the roster. Hold on a second. I got to put that out. Ooh, I like that. That's a good sign. Again, we'll take any signs we can get. Obviously, we don't know yet. But the fact that it hasn't been announced yet, I mean, this is a good sign. I mean, I feel pretty happy just to see his name. Look at that. Number 50, Alex Mack, year 14 out of Cal Berkeley. You got to love it. Let's go. Got to love it. Again, we got a little scared when an undrafted free agent was rocking number 50. And hey, there he is. Look at Alex. Let's go. Very, very happy about that. What other players are you guys excited to see? I believe Tay Martin switched the number up. Remember the number 49? He was rocking number 49 in rookie mini camp. He switches to 83, but remember, he started out with the 49. Tay Martin, just from one singular drill, looked pretty good. I think Tay Martin and Taysir Mack could be competing for that potential undrafted free agent wide receiver to actually make the roster. But again, based on everything that we're looking at here, George Odom rocking number 30. Let's see anything else that stands out to us from a roster standpoint. Deebo Samuel still listed on the roster. That's a good sign. Let's see. Any other number changes? Jason Verrett still rocking number 2. Charvarius Ward wearing number 35. Let's see. Not really seeing anything else from a number standpoint that stands out from any one of these guys. Trey Lance, of course, still rocking number 5. Tyler Croft wearing number 47, 49ers' newest tight end that they recently signed. Let's see what else. Any other number updates that we can see? Doesn't necessarily look like it. Danny Gray still rocking 86. Jimmy Garoppolo still on the roster. D Ford still on the roster. Again, reports that D Ford will be designated as a June 1st cut. So all signs point to D Ford essentially being done with the 49ers. So we'll continue to monitor that situation. But just getting through the entire number list. All right, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. All right, love to see it. Love to see it. So we're starting to get some stuff out of training camp. Really, really excited to see that. But right on time. Again, the number 3 thing that we are going to be looking for today is clarity to the offensive line. And just like clockwork, Alex Mack is still listed on the roster. Again, if he wasn't on the roster, then there's a little bit of room for panic. Again, we're not out of the weeds yet. He could still retire. He could still, call it quits. We're not out of the weeds yet, but it's a step in the right direction. The fact that Alex Mack is still listed on the roster that was handed out to beat reporters today is a phenomenal step in the right direction. So hopefully it's a sign of things to come. But again, we'll still figure that out. And again, we had reports earlier this morning that, of course, Alex Mack is not in attendance, which wasn't to be expected for him to be there. But again, there is an opportunity for him to still return. Again, I think the next goalpost that we move to is mandatory minicamp. If he's not there at mandatory minicamp, okay, then we'll talk about it. We'll have more discourse about it if he doesn't show up there. But again, it does give us a little glimmer of hope that Matt could return. I also don't want to push us too far as saying he is returning. It's just something to note. Something to note. He's on the roster as of right now. We know he's not officially retired. There's no official announcement, but as of now, nothing has changed. He just isn't at OTAs. But obviously, there's a lot of other things that we're going to be looking for in regards to clarity on the offensive line. I think we can all understand that probably Trent Williams isn't going to be at OTAs. I wouldn't imagine he is. And if he is, I don't know if he would really be taking part in them. He really didn't take part in training camp. He was there at training camp, but he really never took reps in team period. Again, just to maintain his health, it's Trent Williams. He doesn't need to get out there in training camp and potentially hurt himself or anything like that. So I don't imagine Trent Williams to be out there this week, and I don't necessarily imagine Mike McGlinchey to be out there, at least in the form of team periods. Again, but that doesn't change the fact that we still want to look at who the starting, what did I call it? I think I called it the starting, the OTA 5, essentially, of the guys that will be headed out to line up as the starters in OTAs, because we want to figure that out. We want to see, as of right now, here we go, the OTA starting 5. We want to figure out who it's going to be. Who's going to be at left guard? Who's going to be at center? Are they going to put Jake Brendel in at center? keep Brunskill at right guard? Are they going to shift Brunskill down to center, put Aaron Banks at left guard, put Jalen Moore at right guard? Who are the tackles going to be? Is it going to be Jalen Moore? Is it going to be Colton McKivitz? Is it going to be Burford? What's that starting O-line going to look like? Even though we understand no Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, and no Alex Mack. So there's 3 of the potential 5 starters that aren't going to be in attendance. And of course, Laken Tomlinson's in New York right now with a different OTA group with the Jets. So who's going to be at right guard? Who's going to be at center? Who's going to be at left guard? Those are the 3 things that I'm specifically looking for, because there's still something to look at there. So although I imagine tackles could be Jalen Moore at left tackle, could be Colton McKivitz at left tackle. Interested to see who's at right tackle. Interested to see where Burford plays, Zakel, Poe. Just the initial wave. It always changes and it always adapts. So we're not going to hold it as stone as if whoever comes out with the starting interior O-line that's what it's going to be. But it's just a glimpse. It's just a look into the thought of day one, essentially. Now that can always change and that can always evolve. I always tell the story when I showed up in college to my new school and I was playing offensive line. I thought I was really good. I thought I was pretty damn good. I was a little bit cocky, but hey, the first thing that we did as an offensive line group was we were in the locker room and they set the first string, second string, and third string. And basically the first string were all the returners. The second string was all the Polynesians that just got recruited. It was an all poly line of everyone who's 6'5" and above. It was hilarious to see. And then it was me in the third string. And I was so pissed. I was so pissed off. I was like, what? I was like, there's no way I'm the third string. There's no way. This ain't right. This ain't right. But hey, it took me about a week to work up to the starting unit. So, but again, it was just, so like the point is, I'm not saying that what it looks like today is solidified, but it is just a glimpse at what they're kind of thinking in regards to the offensive line standpoint. So we know no Alex Mack, probably no Trent Williams, probably no McGlinchey, but we still want to see who's trotting out with the starters on the interior offensive line. And I think that's worth noting. Number 2 might seem, straightforward. Give us the clips, baby. Give us the clips. Give us the video. We want to see all the homies showing up for training camp. We want to see it all. Give us it all. This is why it is the number 2 biggest thing that I think fans want to see. It's what I want to see. I want to see the clips.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the shoes though.
I want to see the clips.
Check out the feet.
Let me see it.
Feet,
Let me see with my eyeballs. I want to see these players. I want to see them up close and personal. I want to see what they are offering and can provide the 49ers. It's what I'm looking for, and I can't wait. But again, let's move to the number 1 thing that fans want to see. Let's look at the number 1 thing that fans want to see. You probably already know, especially if you've read the article, but the number 1 thing that fans want to see is this man. Now, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, because this is my ranking. This is my assumption based on what I think it is. Media said Brock Purdy. You can tell me what you think. The number 1 thing that all 49er fans want to see from OTAs today. But if you ask me, and based on the conversations that I've had with the good people on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, this man is the most discussed player on the San Francisco 49ers right now. So I believe, just like we saw yesterday when the 49ers dropped, they snuck in a couple Trey Lance throws. We already broke that apart. We ripped it out. We segmented just Trey Lance. People are excited about Trey Lance. People are chomping at the bit based on the discourse that has surrounded Trey up until this point. People want to see this man ball. They want to see what he can provide and see what he can offer. Again, with all the discourse that's been created based on things that happened potentially last year, people want to see now. They want to see like what it's about. Again, you have a quote here from George Kittle saying some of the things I've seen him do in practice are mind-boggling uh, to him. So we want to see that too. We want to see that too. What's that look like? So again, from OTAs, I would say the number one most thing that we want to see as fans is we want to see this guy. We want to see Trey. We want to see some extended throws, maybe a little wiggle out, maybe a little escape, maybe how he operates in play action. And I think from it's overly discussed. It's overly discussed at this point, but we also do understand, as I talked about in the article, is we do want to look at some of the mechanics, whether we believe them to be true or not. We do want to see what his throwing motion looks like. Is it more compact? Did he get rid of the bounce step in his hitch? And has his accuracy improved? As we've heard from every national pundit across the globe, that apparently Trey Lance arm fitness and deep ball accuracy needs work. So let's see some of that. Let's get, come on. Come on. So that's what I think in regards to what the number one thing that 49er fans want to see from training camp today. And again, on top of that, this is the first opportunity, guys. This is the number one opportunity that we have to watch Trey Lance as the unquestioned starter. No questions, no concerns, no debate. It's Trey Lance. So let's see Trey work. Let's see Trey operate. Let's hear some of the reports, some of the analysis, some of the observations of Trey Lance at training camp. How is he moving with the group? How is he leading the group? How is he operating in and out of the huddle? Do you see any miscues in that regard? Or does everything look smooth? Does everything looks like it's a well-oiled machine? Those are small indicators. It might not tell the entire picture, but it is something that you can grab and pull from this. And again, with no Jimmy Garoppolo, this is the Trey Lance show. So this will be the first time for Trey Lance to be able to operate as such. And so it will be I think it will be phenomenal to see. How does he respond to that? No, he's not looking ahead or behind. I think it's crystal clear that Sudfeld is there to mentor and there to bring him along and just be the backup and be that guy for Trey Lance. So when I've talked about this and I've said this term to the point where you're probably sick of it, but an environment of belief. What we have right now in OTAs for a short time being is an environment of belief in the sense of Trey has no one to look at. He's not looking over his shoulder, like literally. Now, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the roster. He's still here. Again, we looked at the roster. His name is still on it, but he's not physically there. And he is not there in presence either. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't reaching out to any of the new rookies and congratulating them and welcoming them to the team. That was Trey Lance. So it's a perfect opportunity for Trey to just kind of work within that environment of belief that he's not competing against anyone in the sense of I'm competing against the former franchise quarterback that has the locker room and all this and all that. It's kind of a fresh slate. It's kind of a fresh start, kind of reset. You've got new players, you got new offensive weapons, you got new offensive line, and just to see how that group operates around Trey Lance. So that's what I'm excited about. I think, that's what I think is number one. You can tell me if I'm right. You can tell me if I'm wrong. And again, to recap the overall list of the top 5 things that I think 49er fans are looking for from OTAs today. Again, number 5, just straight up football. Give us the dang football. We're tired. We're tired of the talk. Just give us the football. Show us. Don't tell us. Show us. Show us the football. Give us the football. We want the football. And that's what we're excited about. Number 4 thing that we, as fans, will be looking for: who will stand out at OTAs, whether veteran or rookie. We got a bunch of new faces. We got returning faces. Who takes a step forward? Again, it's OTAs. There's no pads. There's limited contact, but we can still evaluate within that lens. It doesn't mean it's like you can't evaluate anything. You can absolutely evaluate within that lens. So give me something. Who stood out? Who looked good? Who looked better than advertised? Who didn't? Who was maybe dropping passes? Who got clamped up by a cornerback? Who did it? Who got dusted? Those are the things that we want to find out. So I have that as number 4. Number 3, offensive line clarity. Give me the big boys up front. Of course, you guys know I have heavy offensive line bias. So I don't know if O-line clarity ranked at number 3 is good for you, but it's good for me. And understanding, and we got a little bit of clarity, Alex Mack is still listed on the roster, which I would indicate there's been no formal or official retirement actually moved forward with, which is a good sign. It doesn't mean we're out the weeds yet, but it's a good sign. We also got a ton of rookies, second-year offensive linemen. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for guys to step up and do some things in training camp. Ooh, I like this, Mike. Me and Mike are going to be friends. He says O-line clarity number 1 for him. We're going to be good friends, Mike. Stick around. Hopefully you're subbed to the channel because we're very excited about that. We are very excited about the offensive line clarity and what that looks like. Oh, yeah, baby. Sean knows. Trench Tuesday going to be back. We're going to be to the moon when the season pops off, if you guys remember. So O-line clarity, I have it listed as number 3 right now. Again, I'm like Mike, though. That's near and dear to my heart. But again, when I'm talking holistically, I guess, is about the entire fan base, we want to see. We again just want to see. We want the clips. We want the video. We want the audio. We want it all. Give us everything. Everything we can have. Give it to us. We want it. Give us all the footage. So I think as a fan base, we might all agree with that. We might all agree that just give us the footage. Give us the photos. We need it. We want it. And then, of course, number 1, ranked on what 49er fans want to see headed into training camp. What's Niner by Nature calling this guy? Niner, what's your name for Mr. Trey Lance? What is it? It's King of something. Well, I see he drops it in here probably like 20 times a show. I need him. We need it. What is it, Niner? What's the name that we're calling him? I gotta go find it. He's probably said it like 6 times already in the chat. We're calling him Sir Lance, Sir Lancelot. I need my guy. Oh, there we go. Where's Niner by Nature when you need him? There we go. Sir Lance, the king of the NFC. All hail the king. All hail the king. All hail Sir Lancelot, king of the NFC. Let's go. Shout out by Niner by Nature, bro. I'll be posting this probably like 6 times an episode, and it's starting to stick, my boy. It's starting to stick. Sir Lance, king of the NFC. Let's go. So that's how I see it. That's how I see it shake out. And again, I think we're pretty dang close. We're pretty dang close to see some stuff popping out. I think we're close. So I'm ultra excited. Again, the best part about getting beat reporters out there is we get video. We get we get a little bit more content. We get a little bit more perspective. We get a little bit more analysis. Now, might not be everything that we want, but right now, like I said, you got two of those things on that list was football and audiovisual. Like that's how desperate we, we we want it. That's how desperate we want it. Let's see what we got here. What's my line if Mac doesn't return? So again, if it was up to me, I'm kicking Brunskill to center. I don't think that's Brunskill's best spot. However, it would make me feel most comfortable. So I'm kicking Brunskill to center. Obviously, Trent and McGlinchey at bookend. I'm putting Aaron Banks at left guard. And then at right guard, it's an open competition. I mean, it's going to be an open competition at both guard spots if that's what my line looks like. But I want to see who stands out. Is it going to be Burford? Is it going to be Moore? Is it going to be Zakel? Who could take over the guard spots? I would feel more comfortable just with Brunskill's confidence in the scheme now. Again, we're heading into his third year as a full-time starter. He played next year against Alex Mack. I think you will be able to pull and learn from Alex Mack playing next to him, so that if he did need to step in, he could be of benefit. Again, I talk about it all the time. Last training camp, the best day that Trey Lance looked, and he looked really good. I think it was that Tuesday. Was that Tuesday or Wednesday? It was the second day of padded practices. For whatever reason, all the media was out. They only did this on one day. They took Brunskill from right guard and they put him at second string center. When I initially saw it, I said, "Oh no, Brunskill got benched." That's what I thought. When I saw that training camp, I was like, "Oh, Brunny got benched," and they moved him to center with Trey Lance. But coincidentally, that was the best Trey Lance, and the second string offense looked all of training camp was when they stuck Brunskill at center with the second unit. Other than that, the second unit struggled mightily throughout training camp. So that's kind of how I would look at it. I feel when I want my centers to be experienced, because centers have to do other things that the other O-line don't have to do. And so when you add in the snapping element, when you add in the ability to have to be able to read and diagnose defenses and be able to at least be a part of sliding protection and identifying the mic and all those types of things, um, you want someone that's been there, that's done that doesn't have to think too much, and everything else is natural, and they just move through it. I can live more with my guards being inexperienced, and I think Kyle has proven that. You have two solid bookend tackles, and you have a solid center. You can kind of plug and play with your guards a little bit, and you be a little bit more. There's a little bit more leniency because you can hide them a little bit better. So if there's no Mac, I would be kicking Brunskill down to center, and I'll let these guys compete for the guard positions, because if you look at it, the 49ers are stacked with guards. Burford, Zakel, Banks, Moore, like Schluter could probably play. Colton McKivitz definitely can play guard. So they have a lot of guards on the roster right now. So that's kind of how I would look at it. Good question, by the way. I talk about offensive line all day. What will happen if Debo doesn't go to mandatory minicamp? He'll get fined. But again, if damn it, Cam. Cam Inman, I just saw a tweet come across. It says about to head out to 49ers OTA. I've already seen Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a mannequin of Jimmy Garoppolo at the team store. Oh, Cam. You made me pause straight squirrel. Like he saw Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh no, it's a mannequin. But essentially, what will happen to Debo Samuel if he doesn't show up to OTAs? He'll get fined, which is almost to be anticipated at this point. But typically, what happens is if it's for contract reasons, they'll either eat the fine when it comes to contract, or they won't actually fine him when they get the contract done, or they rework it into the deal, so it's not a big deal. So I don't necessarily think it will be the end of the world if he doesn't show up to mandatory minicamp. However, I do think uh, that it will be an indicator that they're still further apart than I think 49er fans would hope for. So ultimately, you know, we want to see Debo at mandatory minicamp. However, I'm not expecting him to be at mandatory minicamp at this particular time. Will Jawan Jennings lose his job as wide receiver 3? I don't. So I don't think so, because the one of the biggest things that I've learned from scouting Kyle Shanahan since he's been with the 49ers in 27 since 2017, I don't think he has what you or maybe I would even constitute as a like a legitimate like wide receiver depth chart, if that makes sense. Like obviously he has his ex wide receiver that is typically held by Brandon Ayuk, which is held by typically your wide receiver one, because they like to match up against the cornerbacks that are CB ones. So the X receiver is typically your wide receiver one, but you can have how many different X's, how many different Y wide receivers. So he has it in a sense where he has first string, slot outside. But when it comes to rotation, it's based on where they are on the field, what they're trying to accomplish, what they want to do to the defense. So I wouldn't say, he's a locked in wide receiver 3, but when the opportunity dictates itself, whether it's third down, whether it's red zone, he becomes like a wide receiver 1 almost. He becomes a like go-to weapon out of the slot when it is a gotta have it down in distance, or theoretically red zone. At least that's where we've seen Jawan Jennings have most of his success with the 49ers up until this point. And we also understand Kyle likes big, essentially big slot wide receivers. So Jawan fits that. He's one of the only ones right now on the roster. But I don't necessarily think we really need any more. I think you can look at the rest of the guys that they've brought in. Not bad at all. And even some of the undrafted free agent guys they've brought in, like Taysir Mack and Tay Martin, are 6'2", 6'3", and they have good size, and they could theoretically play a big slot role, but might have a little bit more juice. So I don't think Jawan Jennings will lose his role, I think is a way to put it. I don't know if he's necessarily wide receiver 3, but I don't think he will lose his role within the offense, which he comes heavily relied on, whether it's, red zone or third downs. I think he will continue to be a threat in that regard. But good questions, guys. I like the questions. Keep them coming. If you have a couple more, he signed his tender, from my understanding, but I think they actually want to I think they want to extend him further past a tender. But I also believe this is where the Jimmy Garoppolo contract situation is, holding up some of those things. Maybe they wanted to pay Aziz Al Shire as well. but I think they can't. I mean, they could theoretically, but we'll see. I think he signed his tender. Everyone signed their tender, but no extensions have been handed out as they've discussed, and I think that's why they waited so long for Jennings to sign his tender. Is because I think they maybe wanted to clear some cap space first and then give him a little extension. But we'll see. I would imagine Juwan sticks around. I mean, they talk about Juwan glowingly, uh, glowingly. So definitely excited to see about that. Uh, let's see. Corey says Jennings is also a dedicated blocker, which makes Kyle fall in love with you. Makes me fall in love with you too. Great comment. Appreciate the super chat, Corey. But Corey's right. He's absolutely right. Jennings is an absolutely dedicated blocker. And again, I'll always talk about his performance against the Cowboys, in which he got Trayvon Diggs completely off his game just by depleting him. That little difference, you can throw an all-pro cornerback completely off his game by doing something like that, and he did it. And then the wherewithal that he had to have Diggs chirp in his ear after every play, and he was eyes forward and didn't let anything phase him. Those are the types of things from an intangible standpoint. It's not necessarily a production thing, right? He's not doing anything as like a wide receiver when you got an all pro chirp in your ear after every single play. That's an intangible thing. That's an intangible trait where I'm like, all right, he's got the cojones to go and rock the dude, but then he's got the almost like master of himself to not let him get baited into a retaliation, or like Diggs chirping him, talking mad mess to him, because obviously Diggs didn't like it, but just the wherewithal to eyes forward, body language, everything. I was really impressed. And of course, he's a blocker. So we like that. We absolutely like that. How about this? Before we head out of here and get ready for OTAs to kick off, I assume any second now. Um, what are some players that you're really excited about to hear about today, or want to hear about today? Who are some specific players that you're just really looking forward to in regards to OTA reports, clips, just wanting to see some hype? Drop some in the chat. Niner by Nature says he wants to see if JV and Ufunga are starting. Uh, same. Really excited about Hufanga. Again, I think Hufanga is going to be playing at a little bit different level. Jason Verrett, obviously want to see what his health is looking like. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like a limited participant in some sense. I can go back to 2009 training camp when Jason Verrett was in camp. He was still kind of off to the side, even back in 2019. And then, we didn't get to go to 2020, but I mean, if he can be healthy, we all know what that looks like. We all know what that looks like. Uh, Chase says, Brad, you got to stay live for updates. I don't think Bosa's there. So I don't think, if you're wondering why we haven't seen any Bosa yet, I don't think Bosa's there. And again, rightfully so. I don't think he needs to be there. So I'm not too worried about Bosa not being there. I am excited about seeing Hufanga. Juice was at OTAs. We have a Juice sighting for sure. Corey wants to see Lenore big time. And one of the things that I like that Diamador has posted not too long ago, he made a comment about everyone who's counting him out, in the sense of he knows that people gave up on him last year. Again, we know what happened. He kind of disappeared. And why would people be like, coming around Diamador to be like, ooh, Diamador? But remember, he has positive traits and he has shown an ability. But again, we don't know why he faded off last year. We don't know what happened or what was going on. We just know he didn't get any run at the end of the year. And especially when the 49ers needed cornerbacks. So Lenore, he senses it, and I kind of like it. And sometimes you need someone to talk a little, little bad about you for you to get. Sometimes it just gets you a little like, oh yeah, okay, that's how we feel. All right, okay. The meme. Like, okay, we'll remember that. Donovan West, 100%. Zachary says Danny Gray, 100%. Jason Verrett, more Danny Gray. Excited to see where Mosley lines up. Again, where does Mosley line up? It's going to be Ward, Mosley on the outside. Who's going to be in the nickel? Do they move him at nickel? Maybe, maybe not. The undrafted free agents, O'Neal and West, and of course, Trey. Gmo wants to see Danny Gray catch some Trey missiles, 100%. Some like 50, 55-yard bombs in stride from Trey Lance, like, the over the shoulders, like, would love that. Would love to see that. No stride being broken, just would love to see that. Charvarius Ward, Trey to Gray, Jesus' draft son, Danny Gray, 100%. I can't wait to see Mike McGlinchey. I don't know if Mike's going to be out there. We'll find out. But I think I would imagine he would be not participating. Just I don't know what the timetable for him is. But again, it's OTAs. So I just wouldn't risk it. Again, I don't know what his schedule is for his rehab. But I wouldn't risk it at this point. Notorious wants to see Nick Zakel. Definitely want to see Nick Zakel, see where they have him play. A lot of Danny Gray hype. Would love to see that. I'm excited to see both Danny Gray and Ray McLeod. I know, again, Danny Gray kind of takes some of that thunder away from Ray McLeod, but I'm excited to see what Ray McLeod's looking like. What's good, Kevin? Twitter Spaces legend. What's good, Kevin? He says Jason Poe. I'm excited to see Jason Poe. We were talking about it the other day too, about like if they could somehow manage a roster spot, which I don't know if they could, but if they could have him kind of like in this hybrid H-back role, we saw like some similar formations where we had, Jeff Wilson kind of lined up off ball. They would pull him across the formation. You had Debo in the backfield, and they would do all different kinds of things like that. I would love to see this particular player and this formation not be Jeff Wilson, but be Poe, and start pulling Poe across the line. Because if you look at Poe, just purely from an offensive lineman perspective, that dude has like elite pulling traits. Like when he pulls, he's so fast and he has such good feet and balance that when you get him on his track, he gets there so fast that he gets there fast, but it catches the defensive player off guard, because you have to recognize that they're not being blocked. And so they have to process them not being blocked. They have to go to do their either run fit or whatever. And if no one blocks them, they're immediately like, oh no, a puller's coming. But Poe is so fast that when they're like, oh no, a puller's coming, they get rocked and completely dominated. And I think that's Poe's best attribute, is when you get him in space and you get him on his track, you take his height and leverage and he hits people. He's like a freaking battering ram. He's like a mini tank. He just runs you over. So I would love to see him in that role where he's almost like a glorified fullback or a halfback. We'll see if he fits. Again, the biggest thing I think I'm looking for is how does he handle your Javon Kinlaws? How does he handle, those types of guys, the big son of a guns on the defensive tackles, on the nose techs, the zero techs? Like, how does he handle the Hassan Ridgeways? How does he handle, Eric Armstead? That's going to be the big thing for me, for Jason, for me to understand if I think he can play offensive line or not. I think he can do a lot of things, but I just want to see. I want to see him play against straight up head to head center versus zero tech, and I want to see how he handles that. But when it comes to pulling, that's definitely, in my opinion, his top attribute. Could be the best puller on the team, and you guys know I think very highly of Brunskill's pulling ability. Let's see. Bosa's in Florida working out with his brother and trainer. Yep. Man amongst savages wants to see Kinlaw, Drake, Womack, Huff, Lance, Sermon, Demo. I'm excited to see Sermon. Redemption season for Sermon. I'm excited. I get excited about players who've been counted out and kind of glossed over and essentially replaced. Sometimes you get some nice bounce backs. So Sermon is a guy I'm very interested in seeing and what he could look like. I think he could be. I think he could be someone. I like this. Niner by Nature said, "Let's name our D line the Bloodhounds. They're always sniffing out that backfield." I love it, dude. Niner by Nature be coming with the nicknames all day. Excited for Drake. Yeah, I'm excited for Drake. Excited for Trey area. I'm agree with this too, Corey. I want to see Armstead stay inside. Now there are plenty of opportunities that exist where he can play outside, but if it's rush the passer time, when it's like third down, third and long, second and long, I want Armstead on the interior. I want him as an interior pass rusher. Can he do it from the outside? He can, but I want him on the interior. He just can fold guards, and that's exactly what I want to see, and why I think we saw him ball out a little bit. Nathan says, all I want for Christmas is Trey Lance to start. Nate Sudfeld, Jason Poe, Tay Martin. I'm excited for Tay Martin too. I don't know, something about Tay Martin. Excited to see that. Gabe says, I'm curious to hear if Trey and Ayuk have noticeable chemistry. They were working out all offseason down in LA. So you would have to think they have some nice chemistry, because I feel like when you go back to that Texans game, I feel like you could see the chemistry that they had. I feel like there was a confidence. I feel like there was a confidence with Trey. And all right, so we got some 49ers players out on the field. Hold on a sec. We got some 49ers players out on the field. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. It's like the office gif. When Michael's scrambling. Oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. All right, so we'll just do a quick live look in to OTAs right now. All right, this is from Matt Barrows of The Athletic. We have football, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5 on our list, football. Yes, we could check that one off the list. Number 5 thing that we were looking for at OTAs, just football. Just give us some dang football. Look at it. Green grass. I see golden helmets. I see jerseys. I see cleats. I can almost smell the football from here. I'm so excited. Oh, baby. So we're going to have some stuff, baby. I don't know. You tell me. You guys tell me. You want me to stick around? Do you want me to stick around and we'll just live watch clips? You tell me. If you want me to stick around, we live watch clips that are being posted. You know what to do. Smash that like button, comment in the chat. Hey, I'm a people pleaser. I'm a man of the people. You want me to stick around? I will. So far, looks like yes. Looks like yes. Oh, there's music. Thank you. 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 No, we don't want any music. We don't want any music in our clips. I can't hear it based on my setup. So again, if you hear the music in the clip, please let me know so I can immediately bring it down. We don't want no music on the live because we ain't getting clapped today. We ain't getting clapped today. So hopefully the music is down. I need confirmation that we got no music. And hopefully we're good now. But I'll stick around. I will stick around, and we can live react to some of this stuff. So Corey says Ayuk was animated yesterday with Trey on the field. I have purpose. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Again, I think Brandon Ayuk knows. I think he knows in his heart that for Brandon Ayuk to have the most successful season, he needs Trey Lance at quarterback. I believe that to be true. I think he knows that too. I think he could sense that in training camp last year. Because you could see Ayuk. Like, I have plenty of notes from last year that dictate Ayuk's body language of frustration whenever Jimmy Garoppolo missed him on a pass, which was more often than not because, just like we saw last year, Brandon Ayuk was the deep threat wide receiver. He was the guy going long. He was playing that X position, and they were working a lot of stuff over the middle. And when they're working a lot of stuff over the middle, it was Debo, Kittle, Jennings, those types of guys were seeing the targets as a result. So 100%, Corey. 100%. I agree. I think Ayuk knows. And again, Ayuk is wide receiver one right now. Right now. No Debo. So who's wide receiver one? It's Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk. Hey, what's good, Justin? I'll put in more help requests for that because you're not the only one having problems with that notification process. So we'll get that figured out. But good to see you, Justin. Excited for. I was waiting because I asked Justin. I said, "Who are we most excited to see today?" And I was just waiting for the Jordan Mason hive to pop up. I was waiting for it. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on with the notifications of the lives, but I appreciate everyone who makes it and makes the concerted effort to try to hop in whenever they can. Again, I get it. We're all busy people. Again, it's probably the middle of your workday. You could be at lunch right now. Just happy to be vibing with you guys because we got some practice. So, like we said, what we're gonna do is we are going to just live watch clips that are being posted. So this is it, baby. Again, number 5 on the list of what 49er fans were looking for today. Football. We got it. Let's go. Football. Smell it. I can smell the football through the screen. I can imagine the smell of the grass. I can imagine that little like kind of stench that comes off the sweaty pads just mixed together with the grass. I kind of smell it. bringing me back to the good old days. Oh, smell that. It's football, baby. It's football, baby. Super excited, man. Super, super excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. Niner by Nature smells steak and eggs with the mushrooms. Oh boy, I'm super, super, super happy, guys. We got OTAs, we got green grass. Look at that sky. I mean, what a beautiful day for football. Just look at it. Plug in the air freshener. A lot of sweaty hands on that football. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, Angelic says, I smell gloves that haven't been washed in a month. Oh my goodness. My gloves smell so bad. I was an offensive lineman, so I always wore gloves. Those things, whoo, those, you know that smell. If you played football and you wear gloves and you didn't wash them, like, you know that smell. It's that's a smell right there. Oh goodness. All right. I'm gonna do my hunting. Let me see if we got any other clips. Again, if you're just hopping in, you're just watching. This is from Matt Barrows of The Athletic. He just popped up a little clip. From OTAs today. But I'm looking. I'm hunting. Okay. We got a picture. All right. So waiting for more clips. But in the meantime, John Middlecoff of the Haberman and Middlecoff podcast has posted this particular clip, or not a clip, but a photo. Excuse me. It's not Trey. It's Purdy. Wake up, honey. Wake up, honey. We got Purdy. We got Purdy snaps. Wake up, honey. We got pictures of Brock Purdy doing Kyle Shanahan's favorite bag drill. Kyle loves this drill. Kyle loves this drill. Why does he love this drill? He loves this drill because it replicates a muddy pocket. When you're not able to step into your throw, again, you straddle the bag and you have to keep a wide base, and you're not able to really fully step into your throw. That's why Kyle loves this drill. He loves this drill because of that exact reason. He actually believes that you're going to be throwing from a muddy pocket more often than not. And when you got big offensive linemen falling into your lap, you're not always able to step into your throw and be able to fully rip it. So that's why they do this particular drill. For anyone wondering the context of what they're doing and why they're doing it and why it's Kyle's favorite drill. He loves it. He's talked about it multiple times throughout his time in the coaching circuit. But hey, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. I imagine he's being sarcastic by saying Kyle's future starter. But again, I don't listen to them. I used to listen to them all the time when they were on 95.7 The Game, but I don't listen to them as of late. Let's see. Anything else? We need more clips. We need more clips. Again, this was the first real clip that we've gotten from OTAs from Matt Barrows. We got to see. Oh, I'm excited for this too. Want to see that retooled release again? There's been so much. There's been so much talk about his mechanics. Okay, let's see. And we know what they are. Oh, music, 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 music. Thank you. Thank you. Great work, team. That's how we work together. That's how we work together. Great teamwork. Thank you. Thank you. That's how we work together. Great teamwork, everyone. We're in this together. We're in this together, baby. We are all just 49er fans, just degenerately waiting for any content. And I say that in the most glorifying and humble way. Like we just want the football. Just give us the football. Give it to us. We need it. We need that hit. We need that Trey Lance hit. Come on. Give it to us. Give us some throwing motion. Do we still got the elongated release? Is a little bit more snappy? Do we do we still got the hitch in the step? We're all over here just like waiting. like you know, like when the dog's waiting for you to like put the food in the bowl. We're just like that dog that's like puppy dog eyes, like, are you gonna feed us? Are you gonna feed us yet? Are you gonna feed us yet? This is not live. This is Matt Barrows' clip of The Athletic. Trying to see. I'm searching the interwebs now for any other additional clips that we could get. Man, if I was there, you guys would have already gotten probably 17 clips of literally anything. If I was there right now, there would not be one clip on my feed. There would probably be, I would say, 10 plus photos, and I would say anywhere to 10 plus videos of the entire process of getting there. Literally the first things we see, it would be a treat. It would be a treat. Because I know what we all want. We want it all. Give us the footage. Give us the clips. Where are they? Where are they? Again, if you are just joining us, Alex Mack still listed on the roster. So a sign in the right direction. But again, not official yet in that regard. Ooh, let's go. 18K followers on Twitter. Woo! Woo, 18K. Woo! Officially got 18K on Twitter. Let's go. Just hit 36K on YouTube. We hit Merton Hanks levels on YouTube this week. Shout out everyone who subs. We see you. We appreciate you. Now where are the clips? So again, that's all we got so far. It's a good start. I think we want a little bit more though. I'm going to do a little hunting in the meantime. I'm going to do a little hunting in the meantime. Oh, hello.
Hi, Daddy.
What are you doing?
Hi, Daddy.
You go see mommy?
Yeah.
Okay. My littlest just walked in and he was like, "Hi, Daddy." I was like, "Oh, hello. What are you doing here?" All right. I need more updates. I need more updates. Come on. Come on, Shelly. Come on. My little one's almost 3. They grow up so fast. They grow up so fast. Little one's almost 3. Starting to talk a ton. All right. Is anyone posting any more clips? This might need to turn into a group effort. we might need to be like a search party, like just scouring the internet for clips for anything that we could see, just to get a little excited about, just something. So I wonder this though. I bet there's a reason, you know, knowing the 49ers, I bet there's a reason that we're not seeing anything. So the fact that we got a photo of them working bag drills, uh, the fact that Barrows posted a clip of them warming up 18 minutes ago, this is my thought process. This is Niner by nature. He said, I hit the max. He said, snip. Hey, buddy, I'm probably not too far behind you, my guy. I'm probably not too far behind you. So again, I think there's a reason why we're not getting anything. The 49ers they've always been strict at what they actually put out and what you can actually like present. So that's my take on it. The fact that we haven't seen anything other than Matt Barrow's post, however, like 20 minutes ago, we got the photo from Middlecoff. My assumption here is that there is no video photo allowed. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and starting to feel. Oh. So again, this is kind of in line with that same thought process. So we got a little clip here from Lombardi. We'll try to break this down as best we can. But we got a little Trey Lance clip. But it's of him whipping a towel. So let's take a look. Cap says, "Thank God we don't have to see that horrible Scancherello quarterback routine anymore." Oh boy. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. Hey, we're talking anything when we're hunting for clips, baby. So this is from David Lombardi of The Athletic as well. So this is the second clip that we've gotten from camp today. Again, this is in line with the same clip that we got from Barrows. So to me, music. Thank you. Thank you. I hate that I can't hear the music. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. See, we work together. Shout out to SDS, baby. Shout out to SDS. Shout out the Mod Squad. All right, can we break this down? Other than Trey, did Trey purposefully drop that towel? More tonight at 5. Uh-oh, is this the arm fitness? Oh, is this the arm fitness? Cue the arm cue the arm fitness sounder. Cue the arm fitness sounder. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Oh, okay. Now we got something. I don't want to watch the towel throwing anymore. Like I could break down the towel throwing. I don't want to break down the towel throwing. I want to break down this though. Okay, music off. All right, we got some throwing, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up, honey. Trey Lance darts. This is a nice addition. These are nice additions. I like it. Do you know why we like this? Because it basically replicates or tries to replicate not having clear passing lanes, having obstructed passing lanes, having to be able to throw over, having to throw around. So I like that addition. That is not something that I've seen in previous camps. Again, this is from Eric Branch specifically. So looking at the overall throwing motion, first thing I want to take a look at is the hitch in the back. So it's looking a little flatter, right? Because when we see that back foot plant, you can still see that little like gather and rise, but before it used to be like ultra out there. You still see has it. You see that little it's that bounce hitch. So from my understanding of like doing enough research and listening to way quarterbacks try to coach this, they try to get it as flat as possible, and it's something that I've always seen and I haven't disliked it, but they're seemingly like they don't like the hitch or the bounce when you go to basically plant your back foot. It doesn't look as exaggerated, like you can see right there. Like it's way less exaggerated. You can still he still I think has a nice little rhythm hop, which I don't mind at all. But it does look like they have definitely changed. What the heck? I turned it off. Apologies. So I will say though, the bounce is not as much. Like I can pull clips. I've watched so many of his clips. Is it still okay? It's still off. Okay, let me know if it pops back on because I thought I turned it off to begin with. So I think what they have to again, and I think Niner by Nature talked about it right here. He still kind of has that little bounce in his hitch, but it's not as exaggerated. It's like because when you were watching him in the pre-draft process leading up to the draft, oh, it was like he straight up bounced out of his hitch. It was like a crazy bounce hitch. Now, I think what they also kind of have to kind of understand is that it's just a part of him and the way he throws. So I think you still have to have the rhythm. It just feels like they've eradicated a lot of it, which allows it to be able to still process through the motion faster. So I don't think it's something that you can totally coach out of him because I think it's part of a rhythm in which he throws. So I think it's okay. That's the only thing that I can really see is the bounce. I don't think is as dramatic. as it was prior. Now I want to kind of focus on the arm. So see that big looping right there? That big, kind of open up throw. From again, I'm not a quarterback, so I can't speak from the ultimate level of expertise. However, scout quite a bit and do all that good stuff and try to learn as much as I can. And from my understanding, they really want this motion to be compact. They don't want it to get to this. Let me see if I can stop it. Like this, they kind of want it to be more of a compact motion, because when you go like that, you could theoretically, think of a defensive end coming around the backside, and you know how they are trying to swat that ball out. So imagine you have someone coming around Trent Williams, and he gets like half a shade of body leverage, and they're like trying to swipe at it. Like that could be a window of opportunity where someone could come and hit it down. But again, it doesn't look slow. It doesn't look slow to me. I think he moves through it pretty quickly. There were similar concerns and questions on Justin Fields doing the same thing. So I don't see anything that again necessarily jumps out to me. From like, I still think he moves through that motion quickly. I still think he has a bit of that hitch, but it's not as exaggerated. Because that ball comes out. Like, look at that. That thing comes out pretty fast, man. The thing comes out with some heat. Again, I think he's a rhythmic thrower. It's one of the things that I've noticed and liked about him from the start is he has a rhythm. And when he's in rhythm, the ball just flings. Like, look at that. Like that's a dart. I get it. It's what 15, 20 yards, but that's a nice little dart right there. I'll take it. I don't think that's too bad. Hey, I'll take anything we can get at this time, baby. So obviously I think you're kind of prototypical, like trying to make everyone the same quarterback mechanics, might not love, the windup. They might not love the hitch because we saw it last year. I might even be able to try to pull it up to be able to reference it. But last year, when he came out of OTAs, it was substantially different in his drop back, in his drop set. It was substantially different. Maybe I'll try to pull that up and we can do a little cross examination of that particular clip when he was coming out of OTAs as a rookie, opposed to what he looks like now in OTAs in year 2. So that actually might be a good exercise, but trying to get something posted here real quick. But again, if you're just hopping on, we got a couple clips from this is Eric Branch. Eric Branch of where's Eric with? I want to make sure we give him some credit for the video. Who does Branch writes for the SF Chronicle, I believe. I believe he writes for the SF Chronicle. So shout out to Eric Branch. Appreciate you, Eric, for giving us footage of this. Really, really do. So let's see here. All right. But again, there's nothing that I see. Again, warm-ups against air. How much can you take away? But I think overall, there's nothing here that is cause for concern. I think he looks. If you would ask me, I see some retooled of mechanics, but I'd see it in the sense of It's more compact. Like he still has the bounce, but it's much more compact. And he still has, kind of that elongated release, but he moves through it quickly. So I don't see a ton of issues here. Don't see a ton of issues here. Gammon says, thank you for the mod opportunity on Facebook. Not done yet. Goal is to be a writer and write articles for the official website. Let's go. Good stuff. Hey, I saw that first article you wrote, bro. That thing was dope. Keep that up, man. Keep that up. And that's what I think that Facebook group is a perfect opportunity to kind of get your work out there, be able to get other people to see it, see how it's responded to, kind of practice, rep it, and who knows, could ultimately lead to could be writing for the site one day, baby. Could get in sight. Or so I don't know. So I see Grant has some clips. I don't know how Grant would feel about me sharing his video to my YouTube. Now, I don't have any issues with Grant. I don't think Grant has any issues with me, but I do recognize YouTube is his business as it is mine. So I don't necessarily, I would love to, but also I don't want to step on any toes, if that makes sense. So if that means you guys leave the live, I understand, to go watch whatever. But it is what it is. Let's see. Let me get a post out real quick. Get a post out. And then we will get back to it. Hold on. Do Trey's mechanics look improved? But man, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited because obviously we're talking about Trey Lance's ability to throw. This dude has a crazy ability to run. Crazy ability to run. So that is what is exciting. That's what is exciting. Is I know there's a lot of people and we hyper focus, on the mechanics and things like that. But also I think another underrated aspect is I do want to see zone read. I want to see zone read in this offense. Don't necessarily want to see uh don't necessarily want to see uh w- uh you know dedicated runs like powers or anything like that. I would like to see zone read, however, because again, I feel like you can manipulate safeties, linebackers, and defensive ends in that regard. And so that's really what I would like to see. Let's see here. Joey says Trey still lifts the nose of the ball before he throws. Ooh, Justin. So yeah, I hear you. But I'm still interested in like how this translates to game action and like what this all really looks like. Justin says go look at Lombardi's post. There's a comment that Tom House left, so I'm very interested to go see that. I will pull that up in about 2 seconds. Get this post out. Hold on. Multitasking time. Let's go. Time to multitask. Posting and streaming at the same time. All right. You know, someone said I guess this guy's not a fan of Grant. I already explained. If it's on Grant's YouTube, I don't want to. It's on Grant's YouTube. Go to Grant's channel and watch it on his channel. Like, that's his business. I respect his business. Again, if I were to maybe reach out to Grant and be like, hey, if ever I'm live streaming, can I pull up your clips? And he said, yeah, no problem. Then I'll pull up his clips. We just haven't had that conversation yet. And I don't want to step on his toes. I want to be respectful to his content and the content he's putting out. Because I'm showing these clips basically off Twitter right now. So again, it's more of a respect thing than anything else. I mean, I guess we would be giving him views, maybe. I don't know. I have not watched it. I haven't seen it yet. All right. All right. Let's see. Justin said, go look at Tom House's reply. From my understanding, okay. So I get it. Tom House is essentially trolling David Lombardi because David Lombardi, you know, for what you want to call it, maybe got a little cute with his caption. Says Trey Lance is already throwing in the towel. I can't believe it. And then Tom House says good one. And of course, this looks to be Drew Brees doing something very similar. And again, if you don't know who Tom House is, literally legend when it comes to quarterback training, baseball training, throwing mechanics, everything. Tom House is a legend. So Tom House didn't really like that comment too much. Tom didn't like that one too much. He said, hey, chill. He said, slow down there, buckaroo. This is how I interpret Tom's tweet. Slow down there, buckaroo. Let's see. Ooh, Tarvarius Moore signing. This one is from David Lombardi as well from The Athletic. So first look at Tarvarius Ward. You got Hufanga. Who's number 35? 35 is Charvarius Ward. 31. Music. Sorry. Thank you. So all right. So first look at some of the DBs. This again is from David Lombardi of The Athletic. So you can see that. Nothing really to take away from it. But hey, we got some clips. Charmander in the building. Let's go. Charmander in the building. All right. Nothing too crazy, but again, you get to see Tarvarius Moore working a little bit. So Cam Inman is telling us who's there. Doesn't appear to be Ambry Thomas or a Jason Verrett. Also, no Warner. Al-Shire, is that an injury designation? No Flanagan Fowles, no Gemmel, no Bosa, no Ford, Kinlaw. So I imagine this is like an injury designation. You can see all the defensive linemen at the 49ers. Oh, he has it right here, rehabbing. Okay, so Davis is rehabbing. No Kittle, no Warner. But Dwelly, Matthew, Hudson, Fumagalli, Croft. Again, this is going to be quite the battle for the tight ends. Offensive line. Ooh, no Williams, no Mack, no Brunny. No Brunny. Hey, Brunny getting the vet treatment. Brunny getting the vet treatment. Let's go, Brunny. Brunny's arrived, baby. Brunny's a $2.5 million man. He's getting the vet treatment. So no McGlinchey, no Brunskill, no Mack, no Williams. But as you can see, you got everyone else. For the quarterback, no Garoppolo, no Juszczyk. Looks like Mitchell is working the rehab process. No Debo, but every one of the other wide receivers is available. So that's actually a pretty helpful tweet. That's pretty much what we got. I don't think there's any other particular clips at the moment. So you're right. He was there yesterday, but you're right. He's not there today. You are right. Kinlaw still rehabbing. Yeah. But again, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that was a bad thing. I don't think that was a bad thing at all. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. All right. So not really getting anything else. Maybe I will go open up another tab. I guess Grant has posted some clips. Let's see. I'm gonna watch them. I don't know. Again, I don't know if he'd be cool with it. If he'd be all right with it. I'll reach out to Grant on the side. I want to ask him first, just to show some respect, because I get it. You know, it's part of his livelihood, part of mine. I want to make sure he'd be cool with me showing it, but again, purely warm up, trying to see something. He's throwing probably about 50% up until the first minute or so. Throwing motion wise, same exact things that we've talked about. Still kind of has that release across his body. Still has the hitch step, minimal though. Let's see what else. All right, he's working the bag drill. I'm sure you'd rather just see for yourself. But again, this is on Grant's channel. Trey looks good. I mean, for what it's worth, man. For what it is. For what it's worth. Looks good in these drills. So that's a good thing. I see touch. I see mobility. I mean, Trey can throw off balance. He can throw he could do a bunch of different things. I mean, he's got this nice little twitch out of his hitch, though, man. Like his feet and his hips are pretty active. His feet and his hips are pretty active. So, I mean, I'm not mad at any of this that I'm seeing. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's just basically the Eric Branch clip that we watched, just a little bit extended. That's about it, but not a bad video. Worth a watch. Absolutely worth a watch. Again, that was on Grant's channel. Real ones will just open up another tab. Oh, real ones will just open up another tab. Keep the stream up. They'll just open up another tab. I want to do a little research though here. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I can pull a reference point for the hitch step. Let me see if I could pull a reference point from last year. And so we can compare and contrast. Still kind of the same. Let's see. I remember one specific clip that just stood out. Hold on. We'll find it. Let's see. Was there any other clips, though? We're on the hunt for clips still. Shout out to everyone vibing. we're live. We're live watching OTAs at the moment. Any clips that come out, we break them down. Analysis. All that kind of stuff. I can't find that one clip that just really showcased that particular situation. We'll find it. But for the most part, it looks pretty similar. It doesn't look like crazy different. I mean, all right, we can. I don't know if this is a totally good representation, but we'll take a look. So again, like this might be a little exaggerated version of kind of that version of the bounce out of the hitch. See how he does this bounce? You can literally see he leaves his feet. So when we're talking about kind of eliminating this movement, meaning they want him to have his foot here, right here, and then the ball will be ready to go. So when you hear that discussed, when we talk about it, when I talk about it, when we talk about the bounce in his hitch step, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about this little bounce that he has. And again, this is from his, first year starting at North Dakota State. And you can see there's that little bounce, and then he drops. See how he kind of drops into the throw? See how he's standing high and then has to drop into the throw. These are wasted motions that I think quarterback coaches talk about. They talk about the hitch, the bounce here. See how it bounces up. So they want you to be able to throw from the second your back foot plants. They don't want you to have to go to this bounce hitch with the reset and drop into your throw. And then again, you see how he drops down. See this body language change? That's added time. So those are the types of things that I think they're trying to drill out of him. When we talk about reference points of, Trey Lance, what they're trying to do to his mechanics. Audio again. Nothing there. Looks back. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Gets me every time. Gets me every time. So that's what I think they're ultimately looking for. They're ultimately trying to refine, right? They're ultimately trying to get rid of or just kind of eliminate some of the motions that come along with it. The motion in the ocean, baby. They're trying to streamline that in a sense. So let's do a little cross comparison. All right, let's pull up Trey Lance today versus Trey Lance from, I think this was one of his first games. I could be misspeaking, but again, let's pay attention. Pay attention to the hitch, to the bounce, and the drop. So again, reference points, what we're looking for in this next clip from today is the back foot bounce out. See that? How he bounces up. His body comes up. Everything comes up. And then as he gathers to throw, see how he's standing tall, and then he drops. They're trying to eliminate that. They want it to be flat, out of the hitch, and already in throwing position. They don't want you to bounce out, go up, and then bounce down to reload the throw, if that makes sense. So that's my understanding of what they are trying to correct. And when you hear throwing mechanics, when you hear the feet, the base, when you hear those types of things, this is what they're talking about. That bounce out, and then the drop to throw. Obviously, they're also working arm mechanics as well. Lance is staring left, nothing there. I believe that's specifically what they're talking about. So now let's look at what came out from today for a quick comparison. And we can look at here, mute. Okay. So again, I think this was one of his hardest throws. So see how he still kind of bounces, but his height is like he's not bouncing out or re-dropping down, if that makes sense. So you can kind of see he still kind of bounces, but it's much more controlled. He doesn't really pop up and change his pad level. He's ready to go. You still see the little bit of the feet plant, kind of regather, plant, and rethrow. That might be something where they would consider maybe remove the step or what have you. Again, I don't know. I'm not a quarterback. But you can see not as bouncy. Ball comes out. His pad level is the same. Doesn't have to reset. So something to look at. Yeah. So when we talk about mechanics, like that's kind of what we're talking about. You can see based on what he was at North Dakota, again, real bouncy, real rhythmy. He'll drop his pad level, but here it's more just condensed. It's more, I would say, under control. They've eliminated a lot of that wasted movement. Now, I don't think Trey is going to be a guy that you could totally just completely change his mechanics. And I think that's part of the hard time that they might be having, with him, is like he kind of needs that rhythm to his throw. He kind of needs that kind of gathering, but you can see they've trimmed it down quite a bit. They've trimmed it down quite a bit. Is the music still going? I hope not. So we got a little comparison. we got a little comparison. We got a little North Dakota comparison. We got a comparison versus today, and we can kind of see some of the differences. Again, when we talk about mechanics in that very specific way and the technique and all those types of things, that's what we're talking about. The hitch, important, number one. Again, the ability to keep that that throwing motion at least fast. Obviously, maybe a little bit more compact, but I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. Um, and I would also agree with this. I think it's something you kind of have to live with at a certain point. So just like Corey is saying, and shout out Corey for the super chat. He says, "I'm not sure completely changing a natural player's mechanics is always the best thing." I would agree with you to that in a certain extent. So that's why I think Trey is a bit one of those special cases where he has that kind of natural. You wouldn't call it like textbook mechanics, but with Trey, he kind of relies on that. So I think that if you can refine it, I think that's kind of the word you're looking for. You're kind of looking for a refinement of his mechanics, not completely changing his mechanics. I think that would do a disservice to Trey, just as Corey's talking about. But if you can refine the mechanics, again, reduce the bounce out of the hitch, okay, looks like they've been able to accomplish that. You still kind of got that windup, but he moves through it very quickly. And it works for him, and he's making it work. The feet look snappy, the hips look snappy. Um, it looks like he's throwing with his base. There's a little bit more, you know, less reliability on just the arm. You can see those hips. Those hips don't lie, baby. See those hips coming through. Uh, I like it. So I think they've probably realized that because I would say up until this point, that's kind of what I see. I kind of see he still has tendencies of again what we just watched from his North Dakota tape, but you see the refinement to the mechanics. You see the reduced hop. You see the pad level kind of leveling out. You still see the arm strength, but you also see a lot of that being generated from his feet, through his hips, through his arm. So I like it. I don't mind it. Again, as long as Trey's comfortable with what they're asking him to do, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I really don't. As long as he can refine it and become efficient and effective, and it becomes no more thinking, he doesn't have to think about it. It's just a natural situation for him. I don't think it's going to be an issue, man. I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. I see a guy who's attacked it. I see a guy who's refined it, and hey, I'm here for that. I'm absolutely here for that. So everything looks good to me. So I think it's a good first start. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys feel like you're able to see a difference when going from watching the North Dakota tape to watching him now? Do you think you can like kind of pinpoint some of the things that they've specifically been working on, and can you see the refinement? Can you see how a little quicker, not as much of a bounce, um, moves through it a little faster? So I would say that's good. I would say it's good development in the right direction. Um, Basically in regards to the way he throws and what they're working on from a technical standpoint. So again, I'm not a quarterback guru, but I do scout and I do try to pay as much attention and learn as much about the position as I can. So I got you, George. I got you. Jago Crazy says, I see some differences. Ray says, I see a big difference in Trey's throwing posture and motion. Oh, the arm fitness jokes are going to be here forever, man. The arm fitness jokes are going to be here forever. Uh, Big Papa says, I definitely see the improvement. It'll be interesting to see under game pressure exactly if he doesn't revert back to some of his old stuff. Exactly. You want to see an example of that? Go watch the Arizona game. You can see him going in and out. You could see him going in and out of trying to reduce the movements. The ball, he wasn't throwing, as well to when he got back into rhythm. Remember that dime to Ayuk to the sideline that was like on a rope. There was a little bit of rhythm to that. So again, you just don't want to see him go in and out of it. Someone said Jack Hammer got clips of the O line. All right, I'm down. I'm game for that. Let's see. Where's my homie Jack Hammer? So right now from Cam Inman, watching drills are Kittle, Warner, McGlinchey, Brunskill, and Kinlaw. Brunny's one of the vetties, baby. Brunny's one of the vetties. Love it. Love it. Let's see. I don't see. Did he post those to YouTube? He posts those to YouTube. He did. Hopefully Jack won't mind. Hopefully he won't mind. We're gonna shout him out a lot. This one I gotta pull up. And we'll live react at the same time. We will live react to this at the same time. Again, shout out the boy, Jack Hammer. He's had me on his channel before. Make sure you go subscribe. Hey, I'm not subscribed. What the heck am I doing? Make sure you like, get all that stuff in there. But let's watch some O-line, baby. All right. What do we got here? Oh, so we got some double to backer drills. 76 more. So Jalen Moore, 64, Jake Brendel. So to me, what this looks like is center, guard, interior combo to backer. So again, they're going to meet in the middle, and then whoever flows, peels off, gets the backer. So important that Moore looks to be lining up at right guard in that particular scenario. Obviously, Jake Brendel plays center. Let's see. On the opposite side, that was Banks and McKivitz. So I read that particular grouping as Banks left guard, McKivitz left tackle. Starting to get some clarity. We're starting to get some clarity. So again, McKivitz on the left side of Banks. Yep, that is a left guard. Wait, is that School or McKivitz? No, that's McKivitz. And then this one we had Burford and who's 66? I don't know who 66 is. Is that Sutherland? Again, Moore, Brendel. Burford. Who's 66? Is that Sutherland? Does anyone have a has anyone got who's got He's got the roster in front of him. Who's 66? Ooh, watch out there, Jalen. Oh, Jalen. Oh, Jalen. What are we doing? All right, let's take a look. What happened here? Again, Jalen Moore working at right guard. Oh, Jalen. So, coaching point. You got to bring the hips together. Got see those hips? See how his hips kind of like swung out? Watch his hips kind of like swing out. Watch. See that? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Again, this is why I was very adamant about not putting him at interior. But again, this is something that you could easily coach. Again, you do want to be flowing towards the backer that is flowing outside, but you got to stay at the point of attack first. And you see how it completely messed them up. You got to be able to engage. You got to split the man essentially, because you can see he totally got out of leverage, completely got out of leverage, kind of messed it up there. So you got to be able to hit essentially hip to hip with your center, meet at the middle, split the man, eyes up in the backfield. You're not looking at the guy you're blocking, you're looking at the guy that you're trying to flow to. And let's see if they make an adjustment. Let's see if they come more together, split the man more together. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like your boy knows a thing or two about offensive line. It's like your boy knows a thing or two about offensive line. I'm just saying. We just got a mistake in real time. We discussed the coaching point. Jeez, bots are crazy. We discussed the coaching point, and then we saw it corrected in real time. I'm just saying. Might know a thing or two about offensive line. Just saying. Just maybe. Just maybe. Yeah, just maybe. Again, the mistake, hips didn't come together, didn't split the man, didn't come together at the point of the attack. Again, hips to hip, center guard, got to do it, got to split the man. You have to take care of the guy in front of you first. You got to get your eyes up, but you still split him. So that's exactly what he's telling them. You got to get this guy first, and you got to split him, and you got to bring the hips together. Look, the hips completely different. And then they're able to switch and pick off. Just saying. It's like I know a thing or two about offensive. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, what do we got? We got Burford and we got Sutherland. Sutherland looking kind of thick. I ain't gonna lie. Sutherland. I mean, that was a good peel. They were able to get the leverage. Burford. So I wonder if this has any indication of who they kind of see as potential starters. Because you can see who's holding the bags. A lot of rookies, a lot of undrafted free agents. You got Justin School. So I wonder, again, we haven't seen anything other yet. So that was Banks and McKivitz. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that the starting offensive line right now is going to be Colton McKivitz, left tackle, Aaron Banks, right guard. I would imagine Jake Brendel at center. Could be Jalen Moore. Okay, so we got the flip. Jalen Moore at right guard. Okay, we got some Poe. We got some Donovan West. Let's go. Okay, so we got the rookies. You got in this particular stance, you can see the staggered stance. Poe is lining up off West's hip, which means he is being the guard in this scenario. Not bad. Look at Poe, though. He's feisty, bro. And he's got quick feet. Feisty. Quick feet. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. What was this? We get Gutierrez and School here, I believe. School, Gutierrez on that one. Who's over there? Zakel and Schluter. Zakel and Schluter. So basically, how I'm viewing this kind of delineation of players, you got a lot of your undrafted free agents on this side, or your late round draft pick like a Zakel, School, who's coming back from an injury, Gutierrez, who's a practice squad guy last year, didn't get much run. And then the guys you have on the right side who are holding the bags right now are Jalen Moore, Burford, Brendel, Sutherland, Banks, and McKivitz. So those are definitely, there's like a clear delineation of kind of your veteran players and kind of your rookie guys. That's some good push there, though. That's some good push there. Ooh! Oh, what just happened? That's some good push right there. That's a good push. But they missed the backer? They missed the backer flowing over the top? What do we got here? Well, you got to keep your head up there, Mr. West. Can't let them flow over the top on you like that. Again, shout out to Jackhammer. I thought I liked his video already. Shout out to Jackhammer. That was the offensive line. That was some good stuff. Ooh. That was some good stuff. Again, you can take context away from anything as long as you know how to understand what you're watching. So good first start there. Good first start. I like it. Not too bad. Not too bad. Shout out Jack Hammer, 100%. Shout out Jack Hammer. Shout out Jack Hammer. So, anyways, lots of stuff. So this is what I'm thinking here. Kyle Shanahan should be speaking to the media. Kyle should be speaking to the media here around 2. So I imagine around 2, we will have Kyle speaking to the media. So that's in about 15 minutes. We've definitely been going for a while. So I think I'm going to hop off. We got a lot of good stuff today. We got some clips. We got to be able to compare and contrast Trey Lance now versus when he was at North Dakota State. We got to look at offensive line. We got to do some real coaching in real time just to prove to you guys that I know what I'm talking about. So that was cool. We got to see a lot of stuff. So I'm excited to see what Coach has to say. Coming up here in not too long. Yes, do not forget to smash that like button if you haven't already. So actually, be on a lookout for a live on the other side of Kyle's press conference. So whichever players might talk today, whatever Kyle says, if we hear from anyone, we'll probably be doing a live on the other side of the press conferences. So you'll probably see me in the chat. I'm going to jump into the chat on the 49ers live stream. So shout out to everyone though. Shout out to all the SDS. We've been going for over 2 hours. I know you guys are just as hungry as I am to get some of these clips and get some of this news and all that type of stuff. So shout out to everyone who vibed out. We got to talk about football today, baby. We got to talk about football. We got to break some stuff down. We got to break down technique. We got to break down quarterback throwing motions. We got to break down offensive line coaching technique. You got to see in real time how to address and coach up offensive line. I'm just saying. It's like I know what I'm talking about. Just saying. Shout out all the homies. Shout out everyone. Shout out all my IG sons. We see you in here. Shout out all the SDS. Shout out all the fam. Appreciate you guys. Always supporting the content. Always making the SDS proud. We appreciate you guys. So I will see you in about 15 minutes. I'm going to hop into the live chat. I'll probably be live tweeting Kyle Shanahan and doing all that good stuff. But again, thanks to everyone who hopped on. Shout out. We see you watching in the UK. Shout out to wherever you're watching. Appreciate you guys. So excited to break it down even more. Appreciate you all. Again, hit that like button on your way out. Hit the sub button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We have some problems with some people with the notification bell, but maybe unnotify and re-notify. I don't know. Maybe that will work. But hit that notification bell if you haven't already. It'll alert you when we go live. We going live, baby. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you probably in a little bit. Y'all be good.